Lavosianos, si queréis apoyar al canal podéis usar mi código de creador, Lavosiano, en la tienda de Fortnite y otros juegos de Epic Games, y yo os lo agradezco un montón porque así apoyáis muchísimo al canal. Muchas gracias, gente.
This place looks a lot bigger on the inside. It is a lot bigger on the inside. Okay, this is freaky. I feel dizzy.
Como
There
la
must be
tardis.
magic here because this makes no sense. Things can't be bigger on the inside than on the outside.
Es la tardis.
Then again, why should I be surprised? I've seen weirder things. Weird is my new normal. Right, so, clues. Those are some portentous looking books. I wish I could read them. Amnaxus was a very well-read man, thing. There are enough musty old books here to fill a university library's special collection of musty old books. Those are some portentous looking books. I wish I could read them. Amnaxus was a very well-read man, thing. It's a map of the Northlands, and the border mountains are right at the top, but no purple mountains. Lots of other mountains, though. Without a reference to the purple mountains, that map won't help me.
Oh, that's interesting.
Someone's here, and I'm all... Get out of my...
Whoa, Nelly! Easy, easy. There's nothing to worry about. Zoe Castillo.
El puto Brian
You're
Westhouse.
literally the last person I expected to find in here.
He's right. This is a very odd coincidence. I have no memory of this man. I remember him from my last visit to Mark. He's right. This is a very odd coincidence. I wasn't expecting to find myself here, or you.
I've been curious about this house for years. I kept an eye on it, just in case something... I just never thought it'd be you. That's an odd coincidence, to say the least. Still, fate does tend to weave the same threads together, again and again. So what brings you back to Mercuria, Miss Castillo? And to this place of all places? How in the name of the balance did you get inside? People have been trying for years, but this house has strong wards. Venar magic, the oldest there is. And now I understand why. It's a treasure trove. Like that book you were looking at. That's the Annals of Dreaming. Only 5 were ever made. It must be worth... Well, it's valuable, extremely valuable.
Why be secretive about it? I'm sure I can trust him. I'm not sure I want to tell this man absolutely everything yet.
No, es una mala persona.
I know my way around wards.
So I see. Your talents run deeper than I remember, Miss Castillo. I'm impressed. Pardon my curiosity, but what are you looking for here? Abnaxus himself vanished a decade ago.
I should trust Brian. There's no... It's not that I don't trust him, but... I was just curious about what was in here.
You know what they say about curiosity, Miss Castillo?
It killed the cat?
What? No. Curiosity is the doorway to knowledge and wisdom. Looks like I picked the perfect day for a stroll in the green. I was wondering why that odorous Hilarious fellow wasn't still trying to chop this tree down. Now I know. Let's see if we find anything interesting, shall we?
Mr. Westhouse, Brian. He seems very enthusiastic and friendly. Probably. I have a hard time reading him, to be honest. I remember him, but only vaguely. It's like he didn't make much of an impression on me the last time. Odd, but then lots of things from my last visit here are vague and odd. He's helping me out, so I guess that's good. I couldn't do this on my own. My magical reading comprehension is somewhat lacking. Still, I wish I could do it without him. Mr. Westhouse, Brian. He seems very enthusiastic and friendly. Probably. I have a hard time reading him, to be honest. Looks like a handwritten note.
This is fascinating.
It's another one of Abnaxis's notes. Westhouse might be able to decipher that note. Notes. Notes everywhere. Looks like a handwritten note.
All those years, and it was right here under
It's another
my
one of
nose.
Abnaxis's notes. Westhouse might be able to decipher that note.
What does this mean? I was right. Not that part. But at least now I know.
Notes. Notes everywhere. Looks like a handwritten note. It's another one of Abnax. Westhouse might be able to decipher that note.
I see.
There are enough musty old books here to fill a university library's special collection of musty old books. Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them.
Interesting. Have you found anything of interest? Keep looking. This place is a treasure trove.
Here's another note.
On the matter of the kin and the approaching war of the balance. By Jove, this is the information we've been looking for. I can't believe it was right here all this time. Your help has been invaluable, Zoe. I'm in your debt.
This looks interesting.
The first dreamer references in the annals of dreaming. That's this book right here. And the chapter about the first dream, it's certainly a starting point. Let's see what it says.
Can you read that book?
I've lived in Arcadia for decades, and there hasn't been much to do aside from studying ancient texts, so yes, I can read this book. Let's see, the chapter in question speaks of the Ular. They are said to be wardens of the Dreaming One, whatever that means. It's a rough translation. The English language isn't quite up to the task. The Ular and the Yete, one people that split into two. That sounds familiar. It says here the Yete left the Purple Mountains to go south to burrow into the ground Something about a well of dreams. I mean, I don't know how much of this is true and how much is fantasy or prophecy. It's a difficult book to decipher. There's also something about two dreamers becoming one. It's vague. This is almost certainly a prophecy of some sort. The Ular live on Cloud Peak. It's in the mountains of Yedra. Where's that on the map? Ah, there it is. Straight north across the plains, right in the middle of the border mountains. This is an old book, so I don't know if they still live there. I've never heard of the Ular. They might all be dead.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
That note fell out of the annals when Westhouse turned the pages. That note fell out of the annals when Westhouse turned the...
The Soul Stone.
The War of the Balance.
Notes. Notes everywhere.
Finally, something concrete.
This note fell out from the pages of the annals. What's a soulless stone?
I'm not sure. The Soul Stone was taken from Luke's by the warlock Clax. It must be retrieved, or the past, present, and future will cease to be.
That sounds ominous.
It does indeed. I don't know about any Soul Stone, but I'm guessing this Clax fellow does. I wonder if Abnaxus means old Roper Clax. April told me his story. He was a two-bit wizard who resided in a floating castle up north near the border mountains. April said she taught him a lesson. She didn't get into any details, but he lost his castle. Last I heard, he's doing children's theater here in town. Reformed, apparently, if that's a thing a wizard is capable of. Sounds like this Soul Stone is important. Abnaxus left so much behind. There's a wealth of information here.
I don't know where to go next. I should stay here and look for more clues.
I can't wait to tell them. If you see anything that looks relevant, let me know. I can probably decipher it for you.
¿Hay más notas o qué?
Abnaxus was a very well-read man, thing.
Ah, I knew it! I knew it! Fascinating.
I'm sure Abnaxus won't mind me borrowing this. I'll return it to him in person, if I make it to Cloud Peak.
I'll need to write all of this down before I forget it.
There. Cloud Peak, just like the book said. This is it. Let's see. There. This is it. Let's see. There. Cloud Peak, just like the book said. This is it. This shows the way to the Purple Mountains. Let's see. There. Cloud Peak, just like the book said. This is it. This shows the way to the Purple Mountains.
I'm sorry, did you want something?
I should get going. Should we...
Would you mind terribly if I stayed here to read these books?
No.
Well, it's private property, isn't it?
Obnoxus isn't coming back, and I've been itching for a chance to peruse his library for years now.
Que no, tío
I
rancio.
promise I won't remove anything or make a mess.
He might have the best of intentions, but I made a promise to blind Bob. I'd feel awful if anything happened to Obnoxus's abode. It doesn't look like Brian's going to do any damage to the place. He's respectful and cute. He might have the best of intentions.
Tira fuera.
I'm sorry, I don't think I can let you stay in here.
I'm not sure I need your permission.
I...
Only joking. I understand. I'll take my leave now, Miss Castillo. I certainly hope we'll see each other again soon.
No te dejo que si no quemas la casa, cabrón. Que te conozco, desgraciado. No voy a caer en esa trampa. Tiene mala cara, tiene ojos
Didn't you
torcidos.
say something about a wizard and a puppet show?
No,
No, you did. You said something about a show in the square.
I did not.
Que sí.
Crow.
Oh, right! Roper Clax's Fingerlings! Man, that show's great. A modern classic.
Clax. He's the wizard April Ryan fought.
That's right. He was behaving badly, so she fought him and trapped him inside some sort of calculating machine. Pretty clever stuff.
Where can I find this puppet show?
I'll show you.
Te sigo, cuervo. Pero ¿dónde has ido? No te veo. Ah, mira, va por ahí arriba.
I feel better having Crow around, even though I'm not sure what he can do. Still, a useless sidekick is better than no sidekick. I'm not saying he's useless.
The city feels all wrong without magicals around. I barely see
I wish I had wings. I could just fly to the Purple Mountains, after I get some proper directions.
Tío, ¿por qué te has parado ahí? Debe ser por aquí, ¿no? ¿O no? ¿Qué haces ahí parado, cuervo?
A talking bird is one of the least strange things about this place.
Ah, que es aquí, coño. Roper. A ver. Sanin, Kevin, Parlan, Miral, Jana, David, Adam, Eta, Brian. Brian Westhouse. Ah, mira, debajo está April. April y Clax. Hostia, qué cara tiene April. Qué cabrón el mago. Robert Clax. Presenta The Fingerlings.
Roper Clax, I presume. He looks wizardly, as in how I expected wizards to look when I was 10. I should probably go talk to Mr. Clax before his next show begins. Roper Clax, I presume. He looks wizardly, as in how I expected wizards to look when I was 10.
If you'll seek an autograph, you must purchase my book first. It's on sale today, only...
No, sorry. I need to talk to you.
Talk, hmm?
Hello, Roper.
Well, I only have a few minutes before my show begins, but I'm sure I can spare a couple of them for a pretty young thing like you.
This has to be the right man. It's an odd name for a children's puppet show. The Fingerlings.
Ah, my beloved finger puppets, beloved by all, children and critics alike. Gilbert Grutton of the Daily Mercurian called my show simply astonishing and wrote that it was quite impossible to look away. I couldn't believe my eyes and like a slow-motion cart wreck. You see, the fingerlings represent a revolution in finger puppeteering, or as I call it, fingering, trademark and patent pending. The women in particular are quite ecstatic about it. Stay for the show. I guarantee a good time.
This has to be the right man. You are Roper Clax, right? The wizard?
Who told you that?
Well, that sign, for one.
No, the wizard part. Who told you? I mean, I'm merely a humble finger puppeteer trying to make an honest living in a cold and heartless world.
But you were a wizard once.
Fully rehabilitated, I don't go anywhere near sorcery, not anymore.
Not anymore.
You should really read my highly acclaimed and best-selling memoir, A Farewell to My Wizarding Ways. It's a thrilling story of redemption and romance, of dashing heroes and wicked villainesses, of flying castles and curious calculating devices. Every word of it as true as the night is dark and the day is bright, of course.
Didn't he and April have some sort of confrontation? Do you remember April Ryan?
April Ryan?
Oh, yes, of course, absolutely, certainly, naturally. The bitch...
The bitch. Qué
The
cabrón.
brave young woman who came to my castle and stole it. And helped me put my sorceress past behind me. How could I possibly forget?
No le guardas rencor, ¿eh?
He's obviously got some issues with April. I'd be curious to learn more. So, about April.
Why does everyone want to talk about April Ryan? She was just a weak little human who stumbled onto things she didn't... No, I must apologize. You see, April and I had some disagreements in the past. I'm past that now. I'm a different person. As for April Ryan, I hear she suffered an ignoble death at the hands of our Azadi benefactors. What a shame. What a terrible, terrible shame.
No te alegras, no.
I might as well get right to it, seeing as his show is about to begin. Do you recall owning a soul stone?
A soul stone? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just wondering, since there are so many impressive tales about your powers where I come from.
And where would that be?
That was a long time ago. In another life. I've moved on. I'm a different person now in every way.
I was just wondering what happened to the stone.
She took it, that
Bitch. Balance? Pardon me? I don't know where that came from.
Who?
Yaga, the wicked witch of the north, as these simpletons call her. As if they have any idea who and what she truly is. She lurks in Riverwood in the dark places. She feeds on that stone like a...
Like I said, that's in the past, and I've left it all behind long ago. Now I make an honest living bringing joy to children through my most excellent and revolutionary finger puppet theater. And on that note, I must beg your pardon, young miss. The show is about to begin.
Can we please talk again afterwards? I have some more questions.
Sure. Absolutely. After the show, yes. Toodaloo.
Yes, here we go. This is gonna be so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and... well, humans... and you, Azadi soldier standing over there, you're welcome to watch, just don't rattle your sabers or rustle your suits. Welcome to this morning's performance of... The Fingerlings. I am your host and puppeteer, Roper Clax, esteemed thespian and raconteur, author and entrepreneur. My book is available for purchase with a free personalized dedication. Speak to me after the show. A donation is both appreciated and expected. Drop your coins into the box after the show. Remember that every iron piece goes towards a good purpose.
Woohoo! Go fingerlings!
My beloved fingerlings, handcrafted reproductions of renowned actors from across Arcadia, immortalized in finger puppet form by skilled artisans. Using only the finest fabrics and natural materials, these lovely creatures are as dear to me as children, and as talented and protean as the finest human players. You're all welcome to approach the stage after the show, of course, to admire my finely crafted miniatures up close and intimately. No food, no touching, no children. And now, beloved audience, prepare yourselves for a journey into mystery, for a true story of wizardry.
El de la calavera.
I present to you the tale of the good-hearted wizard and the villainous witch.
Yo creo que esa es April.
Once upon a time, in the distant north, there lived a kindly old wizard in a wonderful flying castle. This very friendly wizard liked to tease and toy with the people of the land, and sometimes he would do silly things like turn them into stone or furry animals and bottle up the wind. Naturally, he meant no harm, and the people of the land loved the wizard like they would a grandfather, a very young and very, very handsome grandfather. But one day, an evil sorceress from a distant land came to visit the kindly wizard. This ugly, selfish witch didn't understand that the wizard was only trying to make people happy. She used her dark sorcery to steal all of his possessions and trap him inside a tiny little box where the gentle wizard was barely able to breathe. The poor old man was trapped for many moons inside this box before a benevolent wandering god arrived to free him from his prison. The wizard pledged eternal allegiance to the wandering god in return for vengeance against the cruel witch who trapped him. Together they...
There he is, Commander. The dangerous loon who's corrupting our youth with his occult finger rings.
What? What's this? What are you doing? What's going on? You can't... Hey! Hey! Hands off!
You're teaching children of magic, old man. You ought to know better.
Release me, you dishonorable brute!
By the authority vested in me by the Greater Azadi Empire and the Emissary, and in accordance with provisional imperial law prohibiting any and all teachings of occult magic, I'm taking you into custody.
Qué nazis.
You can't do this! You don't know who
No nos habéis dejado ver el espectáculo.
Tell it to the magistrate, wizard.
Malas personas.
My fingerlings! My precious handcrafted fingerlings! No!
No.
I cannot believe that they arrested him. What a travesty.
I don't think he's alone in there. He has company. There's something wrong with him. When I looked at his face, I saw shadows. Stupid wizard, he's still trapped. But this time he's trapped inside himself. I don't think he's alone in there. He has company. There's something wrong with him. When I looked at his face, I saw shadows.
Uy. ¿Qué eso? ¿Esto qué es? Tiene algo dentro, dice la niña.
I didn't see that coming.
I guess the Azadi aren't fans of creepy puppet shows either.
I think it had more to do with him being a wizard. Okay, shit. So what now? He was my only lead to the Soul Stone. All I have to go on is something about a Yaga and Riverwood.
Riverwood? I know Riverwood. I've been to Riverwood. If it's Riverwood you need, I know how to get to Riverwood.
Really? And the Yaga? The Wicker Witch?
I don't know anything about Yagas, but I do know something about witches in Riverwood. On my last trip there, we had a close encounter with one of them. That witch is toast, of course, but I can probably find my way back to Riverwood. It's north. We go north. Wait, which way is up? Yeah, north.
Okay. Okay. That's something, right? Much better than nothing. We just need a way to get north that doesn't involve me walking all the way.
Or me flying. I'm not flying all that way. I tire.
Ya que eres perro.
Wait. I feel a cunning plan coming on. Follow me, Zoe.
Te sigo, Zoe.
Uh-oh.
It's either a cunning plan or I need the toilet. But I'm pretty sure it's a cunning plan.
Eso, el mago con su quesito y su vino, sí. Se lo han llevado al Roperclax a Piedra Fría. Un Erwan.
I still can't believe you pulled off the voice and the whole fake hand thing.
The hat looked great on you.
Totally. Not so sure about the beard, though. My face is itchy. Speaking of faces, I can never show mine in Mercuria again. Not after that last bit we did.
If everything goes well, you won't have to.
At least we have a ride. Can I trust this thing?
They're docile cows, the Elguan. Just leave it to me. Mush, Daisy, mush!
Daisy?
Whoa, I think you're upsetting her.
I'll leave the cowgirling to you. I'll fly ahead and scout the terrain instead. Don't lose sight of me!
Goodbye, Zoe. Vamos a ver a Kian. Creo. Sí, mira, ahí está Kian. Con el lico.
How much longer will this journey take? Must be nearly a week now.
It's been less than 2 days, and I'm beginning to regret bringing you along.
You're stuck in the cargo hold of a cloud ship with your worst enemy. How could you possibly have any regrets?
And people say you have no sense of humor. If there was ever a time to make peace with Liko, this is likely it. Maybe there's still a chance to create a bond between us. We're on a mission. This is neither the time nor place to make peace with Liko. We already fight side by side. If there was ever a time to make peace with... I'm sorry about your father. I know that may not amount to much now, but I was a different person then. I was blind to the possibility that there could be more than one truth. There's been so much death on the road to this place. I murdered an innocent man during my escape from Friar's Keep. He begged me to, but I still don't know if I did the right thing. When I visited his widow, she only had hate for me. She couldn't understand my reasons for doing what I did. I ran Balsebakim through and watched him bleed to death so that I could make my escape through a blood magic portal. I still wonder if his sacrifice was worth it. Have I repaid that debt? Shepard believes so, but many thought him a better man than I, so why did he have to die? I've tortured men for information. What did I gain from these actions? What did it change? What would have been different had I acted differently? All of these choices, Liko, they add up. My soul is heavy. The others believe me unaffected because I carry on as if nothing happened. But their faces and voices are there when I close my eyes. Those deaths never leave me. No words can undo these deeds. There are no excuses for the wrongs I've committed. But I am trying to heal the wounds I've inflicted. It's a long journey, Liko, and...
I know. When you arrived from Friar's Keep, I wanted you dead.
Really? I couldn't tell.
And people say you have no sense of humor.
They do?
We've been through much since then. I believe I know you. A little. You've taken up arms against your own people, risking shame, death, and your immortal soul. Because you believe they're misguided. It cannot be easy being hated and feared by both sides. I may still despise you because you murdered my father. I may still dislike you because you're an arrogant and intolerant shit. But I respect you, Kian. And I trust you.
That trust goes both ways, Liko.
Esa mano. Aquí hay tomate.
Well, I'm taking a nap. This half of the hold is mine. Stick to your side, or I may stab you in my sleep.
Don't worry. I've no intention of cuddling up next to you.
Anda que no.
Kian, are you awake?
I wasn't. This has now changed.
Did I ever tell you how my society views people like us?
I don't believe so.
The Dole Antiqua consider themselves tolerant and inclusive in all matters. And yet I've always had to hide who I am from my family and friends. If they knew the truth, I'd be ostracized. Tolerance, it seems, has its limits. But in the Resistance, no one cares. This thing we share, it doesn't change how they feel about us. It's strange. Strange, but liberating.
With the Resistance, you are who and what you decide to be. Regardless of color and creed, gender and religion, and... I thought you loved April Ryan.
I did. I do, but... not like that. She was someone I cared deeply about and always will. But I could never have shared my life with her.
Se está abriendo.
I still miss her every day. She gave me strength.
I'm going back to sleep. We have a long day ahead of us tomorrow.
A day of sitting in the dark, bickering about who passed gas?
Like I said, a long day.